Object linking and embedding allows you to take stuff from Excel and put it into Microsoft Word. And you could either embed it straight into Word, in which case there is no link between what was in Excel and what's in Word. That means that when something that's in Excel changes, it will not be updated in Microsoft Word. Or you could take what's in Excel and you could link it. You can link it into Microsoft Word. And then when it changes in Excel, it will be changed in Microsoft Word. This is really useful. I used to work at the Real Estate Land Use Institute, and every year we would produce a report, and that report would have all of these tables of data in it about what's going on in the real estate market. And so once we created the report one time and linked to all this different data, as the data changed throughout the year, the report would automatically be updated. So when it came time to print the report again, all of our tables, which were stored, all that data was stored in Excel, all of our tables reflected the current data, and the report reflected that also. So let me show you kind of how this works. Let's say we have a table of data. Here's the data. I'm just going to copy, like, what is that, the first couple of records. And I'm just going to grab a little bit to keep it simple, just right there. Control C, and I'm going to come over to Microsoft Word with Alt Tab. I press Alt Tab on my keyboard to bring up this little switch. And by holding down Alt, I could kind of press Tab repeatedly and go through the different open applications on my computer. I'm going to stop on Microsoft Word and then release Alt. And it brings me to Microsoft Word, and now I could either embed or I could link the data. So the first thing I'm going to do is come up here to paste and just kind of look at the different paste options I have. I could paste right there and keep the source formatting. I could paste here and use destination styles. I could paste here and you see a little chain-like icon right there, and that little chain-like icon tells me that's a link. And it says link and keep source formatting, and here it's link and use destination styles. Well, the first one for embedded, I'm just going to paste it and keep the source formatting, and there's no link there. So when I click that, that data is not going to be linked. But down here, I'm going to paste it again, and this time I'm going to choose linked, and I'm going to keep the, the formatting. I like that formatting. So it's linked. You see that little link icon? I'm keeping the formatting. So now I come back over to Microsoft. I'm going to save this document, Control S. So I just saved it. And I come back over to Microsoft Excel. I'm going to hit Escape to unselect my selection there. And now I'm going to update this data here. I'm just changing all my quantities to 1. And so now my data is updated. Let's come back to Word. And now this data is 449, 295, 59.95, and 449, 295, 59.95. You can see the link table updated the data, but up here in the embedded table, the data did not update. So that's pretty cool. I could also, if it didn't update, I could select that table and then right-click it and choose Update Link. And right here, when I select this table and right-click it, Update Link is not one of the options. One place also that's good to look is under your File menu. I could come up here and there's this little thing under Related Documents that says Edit Links to Files. And I click that. It tells me that this worksheet, source file, integrating Word and Excel fast track, that there's a link to that. And I could choose to automatically update or manually update if I wanted to, or I could break that link if I needed to break that link for some reason. So that's one other place you could look right there to kind of check out your links. Well, what about if we were to create a pivot chart or a pivot table here? So here is a pivot table that I already created, and I'm just going to make sure that that is refresh to make sure it reflects current data. There we go, I've just refreshed it. And I'm going to copy this pivot table, Control C, come back to Word. And this first time I paste it, I'm just going to embed it. So it's just a normal paste right there. And the second time I paste it, I'm going to come up here and I'm going to choose the paste with the link right there, and I'm going to link it. So now I've got my embedded version and my linked version of this pivot table. And then we'll come back here and let's change the underlying data. So, we'll come back to our table and let's make everything here 1, all 3,000 records. And so all of that just got updated, which means that this pivot table is going to update when I hit refresh. So I'm going to come in here and hit refresh, and you'll watch this data here update. So quite a big change there. Let's go back to Word, Alt-Tab over. And okay, so the embedded table did not update, but the linked one did. Likewise, would that happen if we had a chart built off of this table? I'm going to come over to my pivot chart fields and maybe take off salesperson and bring down manufacturer. And so that's a pretty good chart right there. And I'm going to copy that, Control C, and then come back to Word. And I'm going to paste my chart right here. And let's go up to my paste options, and I can paste just the normal chart right there. And you also see beneath that, so that's my embedded version. And you see beneath that, I have the paste with the link, right? So I'm going to paste, and it's going to be linked. I've got that link there. And the little tooltip icon also shows me that this is linked. There we go. And then let's go back and change our underlying data. So maybe we group these two together. So select those two, right click, choose group. And now those two are grouped together. We can change the name of those people to dogs. And we have dogs there. So that's definitely been updated. Save this, come back over here, and let's look. And now we have dogs by Big Agnes. All right, so that's updating, and linking and embedding stuff from Excel into Word. Yeehaw, good stuff.